This should be the most rampant operation by the terrorists. They flew the transport plane in front of Air Force One, then opened the rear cabin door of the aircraft and activated all hundreds of suicide drones. Air Force One also noticed the situation was amiss at the first moment. The security captain immediately ordered the crew to open their weapons and get ready for battle.
Oh shit.
After locking onto the target, the first batch of suicide drones of the terrorists flew out quickly. Soon, the radar of Air Force One detected the approach of the drones, and the captain immediately ordered fire. The drone successfully hit an engine. It was only then that the captain realized that they should have fired at the transport aircraft in front first. So the operator immediately adjusted the direction of the cannons and fired them at the transport aircraft at full speed. However, it did not cause much damage to the transport aircraft. Instead, one of the cannons on one side was blown up by the drone. Under the fierce attack of the drone, a large hole was blown out of the fuselage of the aircraft. The passengers beside it were instantly carried out by the air current. Fortunately, the US President and the British Prime Minister managed to grasp the seats in front of them in time and thus escaped unharmed. To balance the pressure inside the cabin, the captain had no choice but to lower the aircraft's altitude. However, during the rapid descent of the plane, the drone swarm caught up again, and they had no choice but to activate the aircraft's jamming missile system. When the swarm of drones was about to approach the aircraft, the operator immediately pressed the launch button. Air Force One completely lost control and rapidly fell towards the ground. At the same time, the terrorists on board had now reached the escape pod. After obtaining the parachute, he didn't forget to burn the remaining one. By the time the president and his team arrived, the terrorists had already escaped through the cabin door. The security captain promptly handed 2 intact parachute packs to the 2 leaders. After checking the current position of the aircraft, he quickly pushed the 2 out of the plane. They successfully opened their parachutes just a few seconds after free fall. Shortly after that, media outlets from various countries began to report the news of the crash of Air Force One. According to the information they have at present, it is speculated that the US President and the British Prime Minister have been killed. At the same time, the US Vice President has been sworn in as acting president in Italy. Just then, an officer carrying a black suitcase suddenly found the Vice President and asked her to restart the echelon system. Restart the system through voice recognition and retinal confirmation. However, just as they simultaneously turned the key to restart the system, the terrorists took advantage of this gap to invade the echelon system and quickly gained control of it. It turns out that this is the real purpose of the terrorists. The echelon system is a monitoring network established by the United States on a small island in the Pacific Ocean. It can monitor every person and every place with a network in real time. Now terrorists will use it to launch new terrorist attacks.